The moment I heard those heavy boots clack against my tile floor, I knew our peaceful night had just turned into a scene straight out of a military thriller. Only problem? This wasn't war. This was the HOA. We'd only been in our new house for a week, boxes still half open, curtains barely hung, when the first violation slipped under our door like some top secret warning. Bold black letters, HOA Regulation 8.4, unauthorized plant display. Our crime? A single lavender plant sitting proud in an old terracotta pot. I laughed. Guess they're allergic to purple, I told my wife, Claire, former Army Ranger, now Green Beret sniper, also the last person you'd want to tick off over gardening rules. Our son Noah didn't even look up from his video game. As long as the Wi Fi stayed strong, the world could burn. 2 days later, bam, another notice. This time stapled to our gate, complete with a blurry night vision photo of that same lavender. Claire taped it to the fridge like a trophy. "They're watching," she said. I thought she was joking, until Linda, the HOA's self-appointed compliance cop, strutted up in her khaki polo and mirrored shades. Clipboard raised like a weapon. "We're here to enforce final compliance," she barked. Claire didn't flinch. "Then come back when your board sends someone taller than your clipboard." That's when the games began. That night, Claire held what she called a defense drill. Noah wore a bike helmet and swung a garden rake like a medieval knight. Claire tossed him a foam noodle. "Disarm the perimeter, roll, sweep, clear." "This is ridiculous," he groaned. "Neither was Fallujah," she shot back. And suddenly, the air felt heavier. And when those same boots returned, 3 pairs, deliberate, uninvited, crossing our lawn like they owned it, that's when everything changed. Because this wasn't about plants anymore. It was about control. And they were about to find out what happens when you mess with a Green Beret's front yard. Before we go any further, drop a comment telling me where in the world you're watching from, and hit that subscribe button because tomorrow's story, you seriously don't want to miss it. That night, the street went dead quiet, no dogs barking, no cars, not even the hum of porch lights. Then, click, click, click. 3 pairs of boots, slow and synchronized, marched across our lawn like they were reenacting a bad action movie. They didn't knock, didn't ask, just lined up at the door. 3 men in tactical vests and unmarked badges, ready to enforce HOA compliance. Can you imagine? For a lavender plant. The lead one boomed. "You are in violation of Rule 8.4.4. We're beginning final eviction proceedings." Eviction? Over a flower pot? Claire stepped forward, calm as a storm before it hits. "That's a big word," she said, eyes narrowed, "for someone wearing knockoff Oakleys." The first guy blinked. The second pretended to scan the porch. The third, he started eyeing my garden like it was suspicious vegetation. That's when Claire whispered, "Watch his hands." Then, our sprinklers erupted. But it wasn't water that hit them. Nope. Claire had rigged them with fine white chalk dust, her own crowd control mix. Within seconds, those wannabe commandos were coughing, blinded, and tripping over their radios. Claire moved like a ghost. One twist, one zip tie, first man down. 2 steps, 2 more restrained. The third dropped his gear and started screaming for backup that wasn't coming. Noah whispered, "Mom," half in shock, half in awe. We hadn't just repelled an HOA squad. We'd been tested, recon mission style. And with 3 zip-tied men squirming on our porch, Claire didn't even gloat. She just studied their equipment like she was back in the field, assessing enemy intel. By morning, the story should have ended. But oh no, this HOA wasn't built on common sense. Because the next day, flyers popped up on every door in our cul-de-sac. "Emergency HOA drill completed. Thank you for your cooperation." A drill? That's what they called a 2 a.m. ambush? And that's when the cryptic messages started buzzing in. Sanctioned. Cover up. Watch yourselves. That's when Claire and I realized this wasn't over. Not by a long shot. Because what came next wasn't a warning. It was war. After that emergency drill, our neighborhood turned colder than an interrogation room. Neighbors wouldn't meet our eyes. Lawnmowers paused when we walked by. And then, just to rub salt in it, a brand new notice appeared on our porch. Emergency protocol complete. Thank you for your cooperation. Oh, they were getting clever. But they had no idea who they were dealing with. Claire went full intel mode. By sunrise, she had the HOA portal cracked open like a can of worms. And what she found? Shell companies. Fake invoices. Security patrols billed to a private firm that didn't exist. "You see this? she muttered, zooming in on a file labeled Sentinel Ridge Defense. They're laundering HOA dues through a ghost contractor. Every click revealed something darker. Night vision drone maps, fake citations for visual inconsistency, and even Black Ops-style eviction readiness drills. It was never about plants. It was practice. We turned our house into mission control. Motion sensors on the porch, cameras in the garden gnomes, and a hidden Wi-Fi mesh so no one could trace us. Noah even modified his toy drone with a spare camera. "This thing actually works," he said, grinning like a junior recon scout. That night, Claire spotted movement. 4 men in black tactical gear stationed themselves at our neighbors' driveways while a boombox blasted Linda's fake community safety announcement. A show of force. Pure intimidation. I uploaded our footage, unedited, to every social platform I could find. Chalk explosions, zip-tied men, fake badges. Within hours, the video blew up. Comments flooded in. "This HOA's insane. Where is this? I'd move just to watch." But for every supporter, there were trolls, fake burner accounts spreading lies. They attacked first. It was drug dealers. HOA saved us. Claire didn't flinch. She grabbed a marker and mapped everything out on our whiteboard. 1. Unauthorized plant probe. 2. Tactical harassment. 3. Narrative warfare. 4. Next phase, forced compliance. And when those headlights flashed outside at 2 a.m., 6 SUVs. No plates. That's when Claire whispered, "Phase 2 has begun." When those 6 unmarked SUVs rolled up, it looked like a SWAT convention had taken over our cul-de-sac. Floodlights hit our windows. Speakers boomed. "Submit or evict." I mean, who writes this stuff? Claire didn't panic. She just strapped on her vest, checked her rifle, and said, "Showtime." I armed the hose rig while Noah, once a snack-powered gamer, now our mini-spotter, grabbed his foam noodle like it was Excalibur. At exactly 2:37 a.m., they advanced. Slow, steady, deliberate. Claire flipped the switch. Chalk dust burst across the lawn, turning their perfect black uniforms into ghost costumes. I triggered the sprinklers for round 2, a full soaking assault. When the sun came up, the SUVs were gone. But the HOA's propaganda machine wasn't. Fresh mailers hit every doorstep. "Emergency HOA operation complete. Thank you for your cooperation." All signed by Linda Crossman, of course, the self-proclaimed queen of compliance. Neighbors stopped waving. Some even crossed the street when we came out to water the plants. Yes, that lavender plant still alive and thriving. But Claire wasn't retreating. She converted our barn loft into a full-on command center. 6 screens, encrypted comms, yard schematics pinned to the wall. Noah mapped out turbine choke points and rally zones. The kid was a strategist now. We launched Operation Homefront. Track the HOA's movements, expose their cover-ups, and live stream every stunt they pulled. And just like that, the internet took notice. Then came the big one. A drone hovered above our yard, its operator outlined in moonlight. The footage went viral within hours. Millions watched. Reporters swarmed, and the HOA, they panicked. By dawn, an official eviction order blasted across every neighbor's phone, claiming our property was annexed for community safety. Linda's voice played on repeat. "Your family's defiance endangers us all." At 6 a.m., flashbangs cracked against our windows. Boots thundered up the walk, but Claire was already 2 steps ahead. She hit the net trap, dropping 2 operatives flat. Noah's drone dive-bombed their van and ripped the GPS antenna clean off. Cameras caught everything. Neighbors flooded the street, phones recording. Me? I held up Linda's own fake eviction notice. "You have no warrant," I yelled. Claire stepped forward, calm, rifle slung. "This neighborhood belongs to its residents," and that was it. The HOA's tactical unit broke ranks and ran, covered in chalk, cameras flashing. Days later, audit leaks exposed Linda's embezzlement scheme. The county shut the HOA down. Justice, sweet, messy, and public, finally hit home. And when those boots returned one last time, they weren't here to fight. They were here to apologize. Because in our neighborhood, one thing's for sure. You don't mess with a Green Beret sniper over a lavender plant. If you loved this wild ride, tap that like button, drop a salute in the comments, and hit subscribe, because next time on the HOA Karen Stories, we've got a neighbor feud that makes this look like a bake sale.